So, good afternoon, everyone. Today we have Mr. Rakshit Jain with us. We will dive into the topics of economics, of content creation, AI, and many more. So, welcome you, sir, to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Yes.
Sir, it's our honor. So, first of all, we would like to know the journey of InvestyWise and how you found InvestyWise and what was the motivation behind it.
I wanted to do something in finance. So I gave mutual fund distributor exam and became a mutual fund distributor. So when I started talking to people, they were more like stock market is gambling, stock market is not something for us, and sort of had a wrong conception of it. And then I was like, I can't talk to so many people and argue them. So then I decided, let's go on internet and spread the word, spread knowledge. And as such, I started my content creation journey. Slowly, I realized like mutual fund distributor is not something that was um, is good for people. They are better off going direct, and there is very little value a mutual fund distributor can add. So I then shifted totally on content, and just like that, we grew.
Sir, I completely agree with you on the gambling part. Even my
Yes.
family thinks that it is like a gambling and you shouldn't.
हाँ, स्टॉक मार्केट तो सट्टा है सब लोग वही बोलते हैं. यस सर. सो सर यहाँ पे भी बहुत लोग कॉलेज में इतनी मेमोरीज बनाने आते हैं. सिमिलरली इतने सारे इवेंट्स अटेंड करते हैं. सो वी शेप अप समवेयर और कुछ भी बड़ा काम करने जाते हैं आके तो कुछ आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट होती है. सिमिलरली यू हैव वेंट टू द कॉलेज और आपने ऐसे कौन सी इवेंट अटेंड किए या फिर आपने ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ें की जिससे आपकी आइडेंटिटी इतनी उभर के आई और आपने इन्वेस्टिवाइज शुरू किया.
Yes. So I personally never almost went to college. I only went for like first year, and not because I was busy somewhere else. I took up the company secretary course, and I wanted to be a company secretary. In the second year in executive, I had this subject called capital markets and securities law. And in that, it was like a complete detail of capital markets, how they work, what are the laws, how companies go to IPO, what are the different asset classes, how funds are managed, how SEBI regulates it. So it was very of a fascination for me because all my life I had that conception that stock market is gambling. Like, so I was like, this thing is so much regulated, and this is actually like real businesses where we invest. So then I went on and downloaded Money Control and started reading about markets. So I was like, a lot of wealth has been created in the markets, and this is something like a lot of people should do. Like most of the people should do. And just like that, like I became passionate about investing, financial markets.
So, sir, there are platforms, like there are many platforms. For example, Republic is one of the platform where common people can invest, right? Invest in startups, basically. So, what do you think about that? And do you think it is worth investing in, basically?
So in India, like whenever you give a public announcement that we are going to raise money or so, it has to be essentially through capital markets. And startup investing via platforms is still a gray area where regulation has to be made. Like keeping that aside, like it's still something that people should not do, because when you invest in a company, they announce quarterly results, they do annual reports, comprehensive, you know each of the expenses, you know everything. But when you go on to these platforms, you know nothing about the startup. They will tell you what they want you to know. They will not tell you the pain points. They will not show you your financials. So I don't think it makes sense. But if you have money, go to that startup. Like even if it's listed, you say like I want to invest, and make a private offer rather than doing it through platforms.
Okay. Yes, as a college student, sir, सबको यहाँ पे होता है कि we are running after the startups. We want to start something new, innovative. Like, what do you feel a person उसके पास कौन सी क्वालिटीज़ होनी चाहिए ताकि वो अपना स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट कर सके और लाइक व्हाट आर द एंटरप्रेन्योरल क्वालिटीज़ जो किसी पर्सन में बहुत ज़्यादा रिक्वायर्ड होती है ताकि कोई चीज़ वो अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर पाए या फिर अपना स्टार्टअप सेटअप कर पाए?
Yes. So first thing, most important is leadership. Like how to lead a team, how you can keep them happy, you can keep them motivated. We have like plenty of examples in the startup world. For example, um, the Zerodha, where we see like the team hasn't left. Like they have basically no employee turnover, and see how well they have thrived. And similarly, if we see Byju's, it's totally opposite. Like employee turnover is very high, and I think that's part of the reason why they are struggling. So leadership is one, and a lot of like communication is one. Problem solving, how creative thinking, how you can do something different, so you achieve the same result. For example, if you want to acquire customers, there are like different ways you can do that. But what if there is any other way that you can do that? So, yes. And there should be a real problem. Like whatever you are going to forward to build a startup for, it should be a real problem.
True. Example, Uber, like they solved actually a problem that people were not even aware about that this
Yeah.
was the problem, and when they created, they started people started getting aware that yes, this was the problem.
problem.
Yeah, so
Yes.
maybe something like that. So if someone who is in college, for example myself, and how would I identify, how can I introspect myself into knowing that if I am ready for this startup world, because it is pretty ruthless, right? There are many companies who have been in the market since lot of years but have actually started showing profits just this quarter or these few months back. So how do you think that I can, or anybody who is in college can introspect themselves?
Yes. So one thing is the problem that you have identified and working towards, how passionate you are for that problem to solve that problem. Because at the end, you have to be a salesman. You have to sell your idea. You have to sell your idea to the investors. You have to sell your ideas to the customers and everyone, general public as well. So that passion will take you forward. Like you will identify things as long as you're like creative, and the passion will take you forward. If you have passion and like problem solving abilities, so
Sir, I personally think that with passion, like along with passions, resources are also as important. Because if you don't have resources and realistic goals, then even with passion, I don't think that you can thrive as much as you would. So, yeah, what do you have to say about that?
yes, like alone passion won't do nothing. You have to have a real problem, then you have to have a real solution, then you have to like big enough market for it, the going forward, because no one will fund you if you're solving a small problem, and only problem which are faced by a few.
True. Yes.
Going on the same lane, like as a startup a founder or as a startup creator, like what are the main basic economic jargons which a person should know when they are starting or making a career in the startup? Like what are the basic terms required in the market you must know?
Yes. So one is when you're going out for fundraising for the first time, it's called seed funding. That's when you raise money for the first time to work on your idea and like sort of make a viable product to raise additional funding and introduce it to the people. One is that, and one is mm, average order value. Like when we talk about Zomato, the entire business model depends upon average order value. If it's less, they would be like they can't make enough profits because they have per order costs, and that almost stays the same. And if the order value is higher, their return on investment increases. One is burn rate, And with that, I would like burn rate is essentially how much you are spending per month to sustain, build your startup, and it's basically calculated as your revenue per month divide minus the revenue that you are getting. And in the same way, there is another term called runway. So runway is basically the amount of money you have in your bank to spend on your startup, your idea, divided by your burn per month. Yes.
Like, so watching Shark Tank India somewhere helps
Yeah.
the startup founders.
Yes.
Yeah.
One is customer acquisition cost. How much money does it take for you to get a customer on your platform? It can be in a form of advertising on Facebook, Amazon, anywhere, and or it can be in the form of referrals. For example, if you are running a referral program, how much referral money are you giving to the referrer to get an additional customer? So
should we spend like our time to search on that investors कि वो लोग हमें पैसा देंगे, like on random person?
So no, you have to have a like a real problem and solution and everything. Like pitch deck, how well you convince them, it all that matters. Like how good are you, how passionate you are. Like yes, your background, what have you studied, what's your experience, what your um, expertise level in that domain, how well you can do it.
True. So going along the same startup ecosystem, as it is picked up in India a lot, there are a lot of startups. So, what role do you think competition plays in getting the best out of the startups? Like, yeah, competitive market. India is a very big market. Everybody, there is free entry, so everybody is making their own startups.
Yes. So competition is very good in the startup ecosystem. For example, if we take the example of Zomato and Swiggy, you won't find even one feature that is available on Swiggy that is not available on Zomato. So it works like two ways. They introduce a feature, Zomato is like, we want that feature as well. So you have to like double creative thinking. If they are following some creative social media strategy, Zomato would be like, let's do this as well. So they already get tested things. And when, for example, if you are only one in the startup ecosystem, you have to do the ideation, you have to test it out, you have to test out the features, you have to do everything. But when you have competition, they are doing their own thing as well, and you are seeing it. And that sort of gives you the confidence like this is working for them, and we can do this as well. On the other way, like if you don't have any competition, you would be like, what do we do next?
Yeah. You become stagnant in a way.
There is a saturation in your growth. Yes. So sir, like nowadays people used to think कि market में क्या चल रहा है, उसके हिसाब से they do the things. So is it worth कि market में जो चल रहा है उसके हिसाब से ही करना चाहिए कि we should develop our own thing and present in the market?
We should develop our own thing based on our own interests, capabilities. Just because like something is booming and we don't have expertise on it, I don't think we should spend time on it. Do your own thing.
But even the college students like अभी AI चल रहा है तो लोग AI में आ रहे हैं.
Yeah.
अभी ML चल रहा है तो लोग ML में जाएंगे. Like so, this is one thing in everyone's mind कि जो चल रहा है उस पे जाने दो.
Yes, it's decent. Like when you go out and test out a thing, like you go after AI, then you have like 3-4 months you experiment with it, then you recognize, is it something that is built you are built for, is it something that you are enjoying or so. I think it's sort of a self reflection, like is it something built for me. It's okay like if someone is falling on AI and finding it very amazing, let's see how long the passion lasts. If it lasts long enough, then you have sort of an idea like if it's something for you or not.
True. Sir, so talking about AI, people, as he said, are talking about AI, dangers of it, benefits of it. So, how do you think AI affects the economics or big data or stock market and all that areas? So, what is the impact of AI on those areas?
Yes. For business, I think I see it as you need now less people for more things that you can do. Now, previously, what 10 people could do, now AI can do it for like with 3 employees. So I think that's one advancement. And another thing is like we have created more things that can solve the problems. Now we have come with AI. Now we have a lot of things that have to be brought on AI. For example, Excel has to be brought on AI, PowerPoint, image creation, video editing, image editing. Now it's sort of like a internet era for AI. So yes, and for economics, I think like with the respect to like what calculations we can do with AI, like continuous monitoring, ask it problems like what problems it can solve, bringing up with more solutions like what a human can't do. Like yes, to economics, it can like do a lot of benefit.
So, what I wanted to tell you is that it's good from a very business perspective, like you are saving your money, but then it is not good in Indian perspective, is what I feel, because of if you look at the population, I don't think for now, since we are a mixed economy, I think socialism should play a part as well with capitalism. So I think AI should be adopted, but in a controlled way, just like CBDCs are. Central bank did not let it go to privates, and they created their own digital. So it's just my personal opinion that looking at the mixed economy as well as the population, we should really think about that as well.
Yes, the mixed economy is the best, and it has worked for us, and it will continue to work for us as long as like our entire population is not well earning or so. We should stick to the mixed economy. The only thing I would say is like as AI has come, more people can go like they can build their own solopreneurs, give rise to solopreneurs with things like socialism, like guaranteed jobs, for example, Manrega solves that, and quality education that will empower people to like learn more about the technology and so on, how they can do, how they can benefit, how they can do things, do business.
Yeah.
Yeah, like talking specifically about India, AI has like boom in the India. So like GDP, like how, what do you think like GDP will be affected in a negative perspective, or will it rise exponentially?
In the current environment, I don't think like AI is that reliable that would be like directly impact the GDP. Like most of the like our economy is still agriculture, and then it comes industry, then services. In services, we haven't like still started the AI implementation because there are many concerns with OpenAI. Like when you put your data on OpenAI, the OpenAI sort of knows it. So I don't think like that would be gone yet. On a commercial scale, I don't think it's implementation. It's slowed. Uh, yes.
So we have already talked about this as a mixed economy, but capitalism is, if we see realistically, capitalism has been overpowering socialism in current scenario. So is the model of capitalism should be adopted? Like, should it be adopted? Like, is it good for India considering the small scale industries, cottage industries, and all that factors that we have? So can we adopt a capitalist economy in near future maybe?
No, India should stay a mixed economy. Mixed economy is the best. Like, I think none of the things are like near perfect. For example, if you take capitalism, it has its own issues. Socialism, it has its own issues. There is more corruption, and when we talk about mixed economy, we say like doing business is easier. We say about capitalism. At an entry level, the business is doing entry barrier is less. That's socialism. Top, mid, and lower. Like on lower level, we can work on guaranteed employment schemes, better education. So I think benefit of all, like doing well for everything, something for everyone, is the best way to go.
Yeah. There was a quote like people using AI will not be replaced by the people who are not using AI. So
Yeah.
this was the one thing like it was roaming around in the WhatsApp. So yes, sir. Like nowadays, there is a lot of content creators who use AI. Do you feel the content writer's job, even the person who are video editors, like will their job be vanished or somewhere they will use the AI to make some better content?
Yes, they would be able to. Personally, as a content creator, how I use it is to refine my own thoughts. Like when I write something, it's unrefined. It's random thoughts, how we can do things. I throw my idea there and tell it to refine it. And what do you think about it? Like it works as a mentor or something. Like it's very good that way. But if I want to like tell it to write about something, it would fail. It would totally fail. It would write in a language which is like computerized, and so
It loses the personal touch.
yes.
Yeah, so there are the cases like copyright, even monetization. People use AI to monetize their products, and they write content from the AI, and then they monetize. They sell the book by written by an AI. So, are these things worth enough?
Well, if you have a market and you are like generating a good product, you have to make sure that whatever you are producing is good enough. Like it would do well to the people and everything else. Because at the end, what matters is that the customer feedback is good. They feel good about buying that product. They don't care it's written by AI or a human. But what they want to know is like if it's valuable, value for their money or not.
So, sir, going with the content creation, Instagram's algorithm or any platform's algorithm is very dynamic. It keeps on changing. So, how do you personally, as a content creator, adapt to those changes? And like how are you able to what do you say, make a content that is truly relevant and appealing to the consumers? Because at a time they get bored or they just stop consuming the content. They're like, I need a break, I don't have brain power and all that. So how do you try to make it more appealing and discoverable for them?
Right. As a content creator have to recognize like why do people follow you. They are following you for something, and you are giving some sort of value that they appreciate, and so they follow you. So you have to keep reminding of yourself of that. Like that is why people follow you. So that is one thing that you have to always stick to, because if you divert from it, then that audience is gone. Yes. Plus, setting aside that, like for example, my market is cyclical, and when market does good, I can do the content relating to stock market, and it would do good. But at the same time, when the markets are not doing good, and the posts regarding that, content regarding that, won't do good. So you have to sort of recognize that what else can you do in the same domain, same things like this, but what can be appealing. A lot of creative thinking, and like you have to experiment. So,
Diversify your
yes,
content.
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
even nowadays as the technologies are increasing, and the people using technologies are also increasing, like they have become advanced so much. So do you feel it will somewhere disrupt the traditional ways of making money or economy?
Um, I think no. I would say like at least in India it won't be the case because most of the like people are can't go that route. Yes, people are engaged in industries, factories, everything else. So I don't think like especially India can go that route. Like it can go like cities like Bangalore and so on, but no.
People are also playing big games from the technologies like Rummy Circle and all that stuff. People get so much of money from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, keeping in mind that there are young students, mostly college students, who fall into the trap of get quick, what do you say, get rich quick schemes. So, what do you think about that?
So yes, there's a lot of content on the internet like make 1 lakh a day and like play this game, you will get rich and everything. Like they will post screenshots that I made this much money and you can make that as well. And yes, as a like young individual, you would be like motivated. Like let's if I make that money, I would be like good off by the age I am 22, 23, 24. So everyone's dream is that, but people and students, everyone should realize that like this doesn't work for 99.99% people, and they end up in most cases they end up losing money.
So nowadays there is a craze in the college generation कि कुछ करना है, कुछ करना है. So वो कुछ करना है कैसे कन्वर्ट होता है कि कुछ करना है उसमें?
Yes. So I would say like just start with that thing, do something around it, and make execute it in some way. Either make content regarding it, just start writing a blog, do something about it. So you would gradually know
जनरेशन
like
यंग जनरेशन स्पेसिफिकली इन एक्सट्रीम्स, लाइक इफ कुछ कर रहे हैं तो फिर बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं, और कोई नहीं कर रहा तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो देर आर लेस ऑफ इंटरमीडिएट्स पर्सन जो दोनों साइड हैंडल कर रहे हैं कि टाइम पास भी कर रहे हैं और बहुत सारा कर भी ले रहे हैं. तो समवेयर मतलब लोगों में आलस आ जाती है कुछ करने के बाद, तो वो कैसे भगाए, या फिर प्रोकास्टिनेशन हो जाता है, कुछ काम शुरू करते हैं फिर अचानक से बोर होने लगता है तो छोड़ देते हैं. तो वो कैसे खत्म कर सकते हैं?
so one thing I've seen most of the time is we get demotivated too fast. We don't see the results, we get demotivated very fast. So for me the case was like I started InvestyWise not for money. It's still not the main business. I don't monetize it through ads much, and the motivation is not money. I can still post content without money. So in the same way, like how can you see like whatever you want to do is can you do it without money? Like I understand like money is a huge part, but are you that motivated to do it? So that plays a good role. Like that takes away the procrastination from it.
We are seeing so many unicorns and there which are not very profit generating. We have list of it. So investors have also started tightening things because of that. So like, what are your views on sustainability of startup ecosystem now?
Yes. So they weren't profitable because they were like trying a lot of things. They were trying a lot of things. For example, Zomato was like, let's enter the international business. When they launched their IPO, they were like, we are going international. And everyone was super pumped about it. When the funding slowed and the business slowed, they were like, investors wanted profits, though they had to achieve it. So how they did was like they took away all the non-profit cities. They exited the international business. They exited cities which were not generating enough income for them, and they also had layoffs. So yes, and increased their commissions as well. So that's how like they deal with those things. And yes.
So, but do you not think that because of this, the like Indian parents, their psychology is like do a job. So, don't you think this will discourage like parents further? Like they generally support their children first. Like as a parent, they would invest in business first. So, don't you think this will discourage them more and more to not start the startup? Just get a job and get
Get
over
things
with
done.
it. Yeah, get over with it.
Yes, it's risky for sure. Like when you're starting a startup, you are like you have to assume that if it doesn't work out, the entire sum that you have invested is gone. But yes, but at the same time, on the positive side, there would be a lot of learnings that you won't get in like 2 years, 3 years of job. So if you're passionate enough, you think you have those skills, you have that mindset, you have those problem solving skills or creative thinking. I think just take the plunge and go for it.
Sir, also one more question I had. How do you think we can know the market more? Because what I have generally heard and observed is that people suggest that do naukri first, like ek do saal market mein raho, then you would understand the market, and then you invest your own money in your business and then start the market. So, do you think which way is better? Considering all other factors are irrelevant, obviously.
I would say like do job first and then make your own money and invest your own money. Because when you're just out of college, you don't have any money.
Yeah, same. I have the same thinking that I would do a job, then I would invest my own money. Like I would be satisfied. Okay, it was my own money that gone. If it doesn't work out, it was an investor's money or my parents' money. So yeah, just wanted to get another opinion.
Yeah. And sir, getting into the domain of the InvestyWise, as a beginner, like how do you, like how as a beginner can you study a market like mutual funds, stock, and how to research on a market by starting and investing?
Yes. So when you're starting, there is a very fantastic resource by Zerodha. It's called City. So it's a document like it has all the topics, how from introduction to options trading, futures trading, investing, trading, etc. Everything, even personal finance. So that is an amazing resource. And I personally, when I started investing, I took a lot of learnings from those. But in the same note, you will never learn enough to just start investing right away. But so I would recommend that you first start small, start your brokerage account, um, and start investing small money. Look how the stocks are moving, why are they moving that way. Download money control, keep a track of news, how companies react, etc.
So, sir, don't you feel कि उसकी फिर लत लग जाती है and then people don't stop कि अब पैसा आ रहा है आने दो.
So yes, you have to have some control on it. But yes, if it's something like of passion, you you should go for it. And either way, mutual funds are good enough.
तो ये भी सुना है कि जिन्होंने पैसे इन्वेस्ट करे हैं, लाइक व्हेन आई टॉक टू देम दे लाइक सुबह 9 बजे खुद ही आँख खुल जाती है जैसे मार्केट खुलता है पैसे होते हैं इसलिए. सो उस लेवल के भी लोग होते हैं, दे लाइक डोंट चिल अंटिल दे हैव सीन द मार्केट, दे नो द मार्केट इवन दो दे हैव इन्वेस्टेड फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म. Yeah, which I understand, but short term trading is a whole different area.
They used to be in the phone और फोन की स्क्रीन देखते रहते हैं.
Yeah.
बैठे क्लास में बैठे हैं और 10,000 का नुकसान हो रहा है. ऐसे भी लोग
I
हैं.
just had flashback like
आप भी करते थे सर?
of course, like not trading particularly, but waking up in the morning, like how market is doing and everything, starting my morning with that and everything. Yes, I stopped doing that, but yes, I totally get it now.
नहीं बट सर पैसा लगाए तो थोड़ा तो होता ही है
नजर रखनी पड़ती है चौकीदारी
सर गुजरातियों को तो बहुत होता है सो हाँ
Right.
तो सर आप डेली कुछ स्टॉक्स वगैरह के बारे में पढ़ते हो कि लाइक यू जनरली आपने एक दो बार पढ़ा है कि आप मार्केट पूरा रिसर्च करते हो और यू पर्टिकुलर रिसर्च ऑन अ कंपनी?
So how I do it is like keep a track of current events, how current events are molding, what companies are doing, if someone has launched their earnings, what changes are there based on that, like
So,
invest.
इससे I got a question. It was a question in the family as well. I have seen people like analyzing US stocks at night and then and making their decisions in the
Yes.
morning. Obviously, because US has a huge. So, how huge of an impact do you think it will have now since US economy is not doing as
Much great.
as well as it had been. So, how much impact it will like lessen? Do you think just in general?
US stocks, yes, US stocks are like doing well. The top ones are doing well. Yes, but in India, the regulations for US investing is like they are introducing TCS and everything. So yes, it's at the end the motive is to discourage people to invest in US stocks and help make it more convenient for them to invest in India.
First question, where will the Sensex be at the end of 2023?
60,000.
So accurate.
That was very okay. Which sector, according to you, will be blooming at the most in the next 10 years?
IT.
Okay. What is the future of tech and IT stock like Wipro and ITC?
Good. Good enough.
Okay. Will the recession in the European countries affect India
Yes.
on a large scale?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Which industry will be affected most by the recent development in AI?
Industry. I think IT, but if they sort of acknowledge it and implement it, it would be good for them.
Can AI and ML used stock market prediction can be actually believed?
No.
Okay. Which mutual funds, that is sector, are the safest bid for a long-term investment? Few of them.
Not sector. Would not go for sector.
Okay. Can AI actually catch the market sentiments?
Sentiment, yes, but predict the future, how it would be in the future, would it can't.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, few more questions, like rapid fire round. What is the most exciting industry for young entrepreneurs right now?
Fintech.
Okay. How do you think technology is changing the way we approach investing in entrepreneurship?
No.
Okay. What's your advice for someone in their early 20s to looking to start investing?
Read more, see more, look at companies.
Okay. How can young people make a positive impact on the economy while pursuing their passion?
Work on the side, have a side hustle, try to do some gigs, creative, and so on.
Okay. What's your favorite resource for staying updated on economic trends and business news?
Money control.
How can young entrepreneurs effectively manage the balance between work and personal life?
I don't know.
Sir, you are also an entrepreneur.
It's actually very subjective question.
Yeah. What skill you believe every young person should develop to succeed in that today's business?
Communication skills.
Okay. Could you recommend a book or a podcast that's particularly insightful for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Y Combinator YouTube channel.
Okay. How can young investor make informed decision while navigating the volatility of markets?
learn more about the market.
What's a creative way young people can gain practical experience in entrepreneurship without huge resource?
Start something. Try to sell. Go out there. Build something minimum at least.
What's a lesson you wish you had learned earlier in your career as an investor? So something.
Some lesson that you thought, oh shit, if I knew this, I would have. It would have been easier for me.
It's not that easy in the making money in the market.
You'd have to hustle for a long time.
How do you see the concept of side hustle evolving in this coming years?
Content writing.
Okay. Like, is side hustle a good idea or a good practice to do, or should we focus on the main career?
Depends.
Yeah, it's subjective.
How important is mentorship for young individuals exploring the world of business and finance?
Very important.
So, what are the resources where someone can find the mentors? Is it LinkedIn or emails or what?
I would say like find an internship on LinkedIn. Show your expression like you want to work for them, you want to learn more. I would say internship would be a good idea.
Okay, what's a memorable piece of advice you received when you were starting out?
No advice.
He's a self-made person.
How can young people overcome the fear of failure when taking risk in their entrepreneurship?
Acknowledge it that the chances are there. It might fail, but still it's worth doing it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So you said we can't be in top third economy by 2030. So why did you say no? Yeah. Like, are there any reasons?
Well, I think I missed out there. Like the third is more reasonable. Yes, I think I messed up there.
Okay. It's okay, sir. Yeah, so we conclude our podcast here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. You really actually motivated me to start investing because I've been thinking about it since long, but then I didn't want to take a chance because it's my parents' money and not my money again. So yeah, basic this.
Even if it's not like investing, like start small, you will see like how the entire investing ecosystem, how people invest, how you should approach investing. You will get a knowledge.
True. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. We really enjoyed the podcast. We learned a lot, and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.